Where you sin is where you don't trust God. Let me cook. Where you cannot release sin is where you don't trust God. And I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. So here's my example. February, 1 year free from drinking and smoking, I could not give up smoking. I've been smoking since I was 15 years old. It was the hardest thing for me. I relied on it for my peace. I relied on it and went to it when I needed peace. I didn't trust that the Lord's peace was sufficient for me. I didn't trust that the Lord could give me a peace that surpassed my understanding. So I kept seeking out a worldly thing for peace and for comfort. When I said yes to the Lord, when I gave him my surrender, when I gave him my obedience and I released that thing, I stepped out of sin and I stepped into trust, and now I've been 1 year free, and I seek God for comfort and for clarity, right? Rather than a substance. So wherever you are sinning, here's another example. If you're struggling with sexual sin, right? You want to wait till marriage, but you just can't seem to let go of the sin. You don't trust God's timing. You don't trust that the Lord is going to bring you a husband, that he's going to bring you someone who will wait, that will think that you're worthy of waiting. You do not trust God with that. And so you keep falling back into the sin for comfort because you don't trust God in being able to provide you with a husband or with a wife and with the right time. You don't trust God's timing and his ability to bring you someone who is worthy of waiting and who thinks you're worthy of waiting. You don't trust God's timing. Here's another one. Let me cook. When you're in church, tithing, your finances, you don't trust God with your finances. You don't want to give him that tithe. You don't want to scan that QR code. You don't want to hit that Cash App or that Venmo or that Zelle or that link, all the options that they give you, that bucket passes. You never dropped $1 in there. And this is not for condemnation. There's no condemnation in Christ. I'm just trying to say, you don't trust God with your finances. You don't know what your next check's going to look like. You could do so much with that $50. Like, okay, maybe next week. You are sinning against the Lord and his house and what he calls us to do in the church. And I'm guilty of it too, because you don't trust the Lord with your finances. Where you don't trust the Lord is where you sin. Listen, he ate me up with that one too.